Hong Kong Direct is your weekly racing roundup full of news, views, interviews, previews and special guests. And coming up on the show today, of course, we're a week on from the BMW Hong Kong Derby. The winner was Sky Darci, Joao Moreira and Casper Fownes. We'll catch up with the Magic Man and find out exactly how he did it. And Beauty Generation, two-time Horse of the Year in Hong Kong, has now got a new home in Australia. He's at Living Legends. We'll catch up with the champ later on. Speaking of champions as well, it's FWD Champions Day. That's the next big port of call for us here in Hong Kong. Golden, 60, Exultant, all heading in that direction. Who from overseas, though? We'll catch up with Bill Nader a little bit later on with Ed Sadler to find out who the most likely runners are from probably Japan and maybe Europe as well. But a week on from the Derby, what a race it was, lived up to all expectations. Fantastic race to watch, intriguing from a tactical point of view, but there was only one winner. That was Sky Darci, and his jockey was Joao Moreira. We caught up with him to find out how he did it.
Race number 8 to complete the 4-year-old series. This is the big one, ready for the Derby. Racing. Maximus missed the start. That'll change things a bit. Silver Express off the inside and Healthy Happy slide forward, and Shadow Hero is going to get right across behind them, and Purton's going to land third the rail. Brilliant piece of riding early from Russian Emperor and Sky Darci.
When you step to longer distance with a horse which seems to be like a miler, you got to make sure that they relax, you know. And the first 300 meters, I was a bit concerned, but all of a sudden he came off the bridle. I was able to just throw the rein on his neck and get it very loose and relaxed. And I think that was a big contribution for him to be able to give his best, you know. And it's the work that has been done with him previously leading to the race. I think that was so benefit to him to be able to do what he's done.
It's 1,000 to go. It's the Classic Cup winner, Healthy Happy, down to a walk now. He leads over Silver Express and they've closed the gap. Shadow Hero's a length away third, Maximus is 3 wide. Sky Darci's against the rail from Russian Emperor, Lucky Express.
I actually thought I was going to be farther back in the field, but when they just open up the field that way, I was quite happy to not be too far, because so if you turn for home too far back, even if they're going fast up in front, it's very hard to catch them anyway. Châtillon race course is quite a firm track, so help a lot those that turns for home a bit close. I had the experience with Waikoku in the past.
Wider out from Russian Emperor, and then came Maximus, an excellent proposal. Sky Darci, he's run to the lead in the Derby.
I was kind of forced to go on him a little bit early. So all of a sudden he found himself in front at the 300 meters, and all of them has a tendency to start waiting for others and look around a little bit, and he wouldn't be any different. But even if he was battling to hold them off, his heart prevailed, you know. They were coming strongly and he just didn't want to get beaten.
With 250 to go, he's a couple of lengths clear on Healthy Happy, Russian Emperor and Panfield. Sky Darci leads. Russian Emperor's 2 lengths away with Panfield. Sky Darci needs the post. Russian Emperor running out of time. It's Joe and Sky Darci for the Derby. Sky Darci beat Russian Emperor and Panfield.
Can he go on with it now against the older horses at Group 1 level, do you feel?
I believe so, in particular as Casper might bring him back to distance. And if he does so, I believe he's going to be as good as any other mile in town.
Such an intriguing race to watch over and over again, the Derby. Big runs in defeat, obviously, from Russian Emperor. Panfield was huge. Excellent proposal. Tourbillon Diamond staying on. Delightful Lau ran out of his skin as well. So plenty to take away with it. I think it's actually probably quite a strong crop of 4-year-olds this year. To find out where they're all going next, let's get to Ed Sadler to give us the fallout from the Derby.
Thanks, Andrew. So we've had time for the Derby dust to settle. Here's some of the fallout from the race. I've spoken to Casper Fownes, the winning trainer, of course, with Sky Darci, who said that the horse has pulled up well. Next week he will head to Chung Fa for a freshen up. He is entered for Champions Day, but it's more likely that he will run in the Group 3 Lion Rock Trophy over 1,600 metres at the end of May. Russian Emperor was gathered in defeat, the runner-up. Here's what his trainer, Douglas White, had to say at track work on Friday.
He's pulled up okay. He knows he's had a run. He was a little bit jarred up. He's fine now. I was on his back this morning and took him for a canter, and he feels great. He's come out of the race as well as one would expect.
What was it like for you watching the Derby like that, so close but yet so far?
Oh, look, it was a game changer at the 800. You know, from Sky Darci being 2 lengths behind, turning for home, he was suddenly 2 lengths in front. So it was the winning move. I was really proud of the way my horse was eating up the ground and really let down. So, you know, he's got the credentials to be a good horse. He's shown that he can and will train on. And look, I'm just happy that he's coming out of the race well.
And when are we likely to see him next at the races?
He's entered for the QE2 and obviously the Champions and Chater. It depends on him. You know, as I said, I was on him this morning. He feels great, but the owner's a very patient man, thank goodness. And we'll just play it by ear and see which is the best race, or the best option, I should put it that way.
I've also spoken with Excellent Proposals trainer John Size, who said that the horse has pulled up well. No plans have been made for his future at this stage of proceedings. Healthy Happy, the Classic Cup winner, he put in a credible performance in defeat. Frankie Law has got the 25th of April down for the next time we'll see him at the races, but hasn't decided what race, particularly on that card, he'll run in.
It's put up good. Maybe the target may be 25th of April. They have one class 260, 1600, 105 to 80. And I also entered in for that champion mile.
And finally, Andrew, it turns out that Shadow Hero has run his last race in Hong Kong in last week's Derby. He was comfortably beaten in that race, and his owner has since made the decision that he's going to return to Australia to continue his racing career there, where he'll go back to his old stable. He'll be trained once again by Mark Newnham.
Interesting move then with Shadow Hero. They had a plan, they came, it didn't quite work out. So there you go, Shadow Hero back to Australia. But a full update there of the rest of the principals of where they head next. The undercard on Derby Day was fantastic for a number of different reasons. Fantastic Treasure being one of them for David Hayes, unbeaten now in 2 starts. One of 3 really nice up-and-coming horses on the programme. He really kicked away in the closing stages, won most impressively to remain unbeaten. Courier Wonder then came up the race before the Derby. Admittedly, he had the advantage of the inside gate, but again, made very light work of his rivals to remain unbeaten 2 from 2, trained by John Sees. And then straight after the Derby, we had Fantastic Way. Joao Moreira once more, this time from a wide gate, still way too good, and Fantastic Way now unbeaten in 3 starts. So we'll follow their progress with great interest. Now, plenty more still to come in part 2 as well. We head to the trial file for Classic Legend and Golden 60, and also Waikuku. They're all warming up, of course, for Champions Day. And speaking of which, we'll be back to Ed, this time speaking with Bill Nader, who's Director of Racing Business and Operations, about the Overseas Challenge as well. To take us off to the break, though, Beauty Generation. What a legend he was racing here in Hong Kong. And this story comes to us via our friends at racing.com as he settles into a new life at Living Legends.
All right, well, can't wait to see him as he comes off. Shetty's got the bit in, and here he comes. Wow. First look in Australia, bit of a look to the left, a look to the right, new home. Well, down to his new home. He's calmer than I thought he'd be. Word, big boy. Spooky, he's checking out things, isn't he? Checking out everything. Different life, you've got to realise, different life, paddock life. This bloke's been living in Hong Kong, multi-rise. So, checking out his water trough, not too sure about that. Checking out his new neighbours, Patch and Josh. Very excited to have Beauty Generation as our new arrival today. Obviously, you know, he's one of the top horses to ever come out of Hong Kong. He was their Horse of the Year 2018, 2019. He still holds 2 track records. He's got a track record over the mile and a track record over 2,000 metres. He held the track record at Sha Tin for a while too, over 1,400 metres. So an amazingly versatile horse, winningest horse to come out of Hong Kong in terms of prize money. So we've got a horse here that he's raced in the toughest, the most competitive jurisdiction in the world, and he's performed at the most elite level. We'll let him settle in for a few weeks now. Our usual program with these horses would be up to a six months rest, get racing out of their heads, chill, and then we'll start putting them through, seeing how we go with our Legends Under Saddle program, so they can enter into that program. There was an air of confidence about him, wasn't there? When he came off the truck, he sort of looked to the left, he looked to the right, and thought, this is okay. Striking individual in wonderful condition, so he paraded down quite proudly, coming down to the paddock. Our Mandan gave him a little welcome, a gallop up to the fence. He's come into the paddock. He's had a run around, he's spotted his new neighbours, Apache Cat and Rogan Josh, so we're sort of straight down there with them. I'd expect he'd be out to the races a little bit sooner than when we'd start the riding program. We'll go through that little program and just see how he develops and go from there, really. For some it's a little bit quicker than for others.
Welcome back to Hong Kong Direct. In part one, we're very much looking back on Hong Kong Derby Day last weekend. So now we're very much looking forward to FWD Champions Day. We'll hear from Bill Nader very shortly, chatting with Ed about the international entries. We'll start off, though, with the trial file and some of the big names warming up this week. Waikuku, with entries heading towards the Champions Mile. But also, we have Classic Legends and Golden 60. Classic Legends got a date before that as well in just a week and a bit's time. He's back here at Sha Tin with trainer Casper Founds. This is how he got on under Zach Purton.
They're often trialling. Golden 60 from the inside away only fairly. He was better out of the gates, though, than Wishful Thinker. Classic Legend is going to settle off the leading duo, who are Quadruple Double and Jumbo Engine. Classic Legend now trucking into it from Beauty Applause, the Chestnut. They've dropped off Jumbo Engine. Wishful Thinker makes up ground from Southern Legend. Golden 60's last as they get to the 200 metres mark. Classic Legend, the grey flash, bursts to the front. Starts the clear out from Quadruple Double. Beauty Applause travels nicely, as does Southern Legend, then Wishful Thinker. But Classic Legend for Zach Purton takes out the trial and he's won it comfortably. Good go for the minor end of the prize between Southern Legend, Wishful Thinker, Beauty Applause, then Quadruple Double. Golden 60's run on nicely over the concluding stages to finish hot on the heels of those horses as they went through the line. And then a long break to Heart Conquered and Jumbo Engine, who are the last two to pull up.
He's a lovely horse. He's got a really good attitude. He's got a lot of similarities to Athero in the way he's built, the way he moves. So I'm sort of familiar with that a little bit, and it was nice to have a feeling similar to that again. We all seen it. He did everything right. He jumped out well, travelled nicely, and finished his trial off as you'd like. But you know, there's certainly a fair bit of improvement in him, which is a good thing.
And they're away to a good start. Maboob, Waikuku away fast. Mig Energy goes through in the blue and white colours, and Sea Elite with the mouth wide open is going to be the early leader. Big Two getting up to be fourth now from Keep Winning at a men's hedge as Waikuku drifts back in the field. And Waikuku is strongly striding around the field, wider out. Then came Big Two, followed by Strathmartin, a men's hedge, and Keep Winning. Sea Elite, Maboob against the inside. Waikuku's run up to them quickly, though. Mig Energy fourth, not being pushed out from Big Two under a ride. But Waikuku was swept to the lead. He's been wide throughout, pricks the ears and jogs away to score. Waikuku too good. It's Waikuku at the end beating Mig Energy, Sea Elite, Strathmartin fourth. His last little bit was good from Maboob, and then Big Two, a men's hedge, and Keep Winning is the last one home. Waikuku the winner, Joao Moreira and John Size take the first of the morning.
Very happy, and I guess we're going through a great preparation this term. He should be very fit and ready to go very well on his next run. Now, I know apparently Golden 60 is dropping back to a mile, which is making the race even stronger, but you know, Waikuku has been such an honest horse and done very well this season. I got no reason not to believe on him. He's such a good horse and he's been good to us.
So Waikuku, possibly on a collision course with Golden 60 once more. Very easy trial for him. Classic legend. So April the 5th for him in the Sprint Cup. Beauty Applause was in that race, in that trial as well. And Southern Legend trialled well. Of course, he's heading to Champions Day as well to defend his mile crown. So April the 5th, hopefully we'll see Classic Legend there. Looking ahead though to FWD Champions Day now, on the overseas entries, dominated as you can see by this page from Japan. Got Ali from Simon Crisford's Yada Royal Ascot winner. Will he be heading this way? We got Down on Smash, of course, who won on International Day under Ryan Moore. That was a super win from him. So hopefully the Japanese will be coming again. Indy Champ also included there. And he's in the mile as well, Indy Champ. Of course, he's been here a season or so ago now, a little bit unlucky in his International Mile Challenge. Due hail from Andre Farb, always catches the eye when you've got a Farb runner here. My Oberon also from the UK. It'll be taking a marked step up in trip, but once more, Japanese dominate those entries. And the big one, the FWD Queen Elizabeth II Cup. Felix, Chrono Genius via Dubai. Daring Tact, the big name on the page, I suppose. Unbeaten Triple Crown winner from Japan last year, then third in the Japan Cup. Glory Vase has tasted victory here once more as well. And Love's Only You is a strong possibility as well. So, Japanese well represented, but to find out more, Ed Sadler caught up with Bill Nader midweek and asked him his reaction to the overseas entries.
Well, we're delighted. I think in light of the pandemic, just to be able to entertain overseas runners and really bring them in for this big flagship event is exciting. And we were able to do it, as you know, in December for the Hong Kong International races. And I think the participation in Champions Day will probably be limited. And I think the focus, as we knew all along, or said all along, would be Japan. And if you had to pick one country, Japan's not a bad choice.
Not at all. They had success, obviously, at the international meeting in December. Has that racing bubble, the success that we had of that in December, has that given them the confidence to return in April?
We hope so. Well, of course, we need the cooperation from Hong Kong government, and they have, I think, a high degree of confidence in the Jockey Club. We've been vigilant throughout. And, of course, we want to protect our own racing, not just on the big day, but every day. And we don't want to see anything go amiss. So we spare, nothing to make sure that we cover all the bases and make sure that we put, are incredibly vigilant, to protect, again, not only the day, but really the balance of the season.
So 77 horses across 3 Group 1 races worth a combined $63 million in prize money. Daring Tact, is she the star act amongst those entries?
Yes, and I think she's targeted this race from a long way out, the connections have, and she comes in, will come in, hopefully, with a lot of flair, because to win the Japanese filly Triple Crown is exceptional. Only 6 fillies in history have done it. She was the first and only one to do it while still undefeated. And she comes off a good race in the Group 2, narrowly beaten, so I think she'll come into this race in pretty good form, and she's a superstar. So we'd be very fortunate if she were to get on the plane and come here. Down on Smash, who won the Hong Kong Sprint in December, has also been entered. He'll be first up in the Takamatsunomiya on Sunday. There'll be a few horses for people to watch in that race, not only Down on Smash. Indy Champ, the miler, is running in the Sprint on Sunday in Japan. He's also entered for Hong Kong. We'll see how he comes out of that race, and if they want to continue on and come here, most likely, of course, in the mile. That's his best trip. People might remember he was co-favored with Beauty Generation in 2019, and he's a Group 1 winner, so we'd be very flattered to see him come. There's a filly in the Takamatsunomiya, Resistencia. She was a champion 2-year-old filly in Japan. Now she's a 4-year-old. She won our last race in Japan over 1400 in 119.2. So she's in good form. She'll run in the Sprint, and they're looking potentially at either the Chairman's Sprint or the Champions Mile on the 25th of April.
So it's obviously a strong Japanese contingent amongst the entries, but we've also got horses entered from Britain, France, Qatar. So whether it's feasible or not for them to come, it's still great that they're interested in bringing horses here or have that interest in this event, isn't it?
Yeah, that shows the brand of the day, the brand of the club, the money on offer, the status of the races, that despite everything going on, that they have expressed interest. Whether or not they can come or not, we'll see. We have to be very careful about that, and we'll see how it progresses in the next few weeks. But again, I think Japan is the more probable country to be here in a big way on the big day.
HKR is a proven international world-class event that's been around since the 90s, but Champions Day is a relatively new event. It was 2018 the first time that we had these 3 Group 1s on the one day. Has it had the success the club would have hoped for when it invented Champions Day?
I think so. And I mean, we just look back at how highly rated the QE2 Cup was. It was in the world's top 10 races, top 10 Group 1 races. So the Champions Mile and Beauty Generation has a lot to do with that. I mean, Champions Day, champion horses, and you look at it in Golden 60, Daring Tact, Classique Legend. I mean, it's no matter where you look at it, Hong Kong horses or horses coming in. If Glory Voss were to come, I mean, he was absolutely sensational winning the Voss a couple of years ago, and his best race in his career was right here in Hong Kong. So I think that big box office appeal and those big stars are what makes Champions Day now very well regarded, not just here in Hong Kong to the domestic crowd, but globally.
25th of April then for FWD Champions Day. If they all turn up, it will be someday, that is for sure. As far as what's happening this weekend, though, we're at Sha Tin. Wednesday night, we're back at Sha Tin, an all-weather meeting, and then return to Sha Tin on Monday. Easter Monday there for the Sprint Cup. We'll see Classic Legend and the Chairman's Trophy as well. Both those races run at Group 2 level. Well, there you go. That's the show. Thanks for watching. We had Beauty Generation on a little bit earlier on, enjoying retirement. Another horse went into retirement here this week, and that was Rise High. And ironically, his last win was actually stopping Beauty Generation's winning run. We're rolling the clock back to the Oriental Watch Sha Tin Trophy of 2019. Enjoy this one. Rise High for Casper fans and Vincent Ho. We'll see you again on Sunday and bring all the action from Hong Kong direct to you.
At the 800, it's Kaying Star by a neck to Glorious Forever. Beauty Generation travelling with his head on his chest in third, but he's under lock and key. Southern Legend to his outside. 2 further back then to Insatiable. Followed then as they come up towards the corner by Eagle Way, who's getting a wriggle on from Rise High. Nothing I Like More. And White Cuckoo starting to get to the outside. He's got onto the back of Beauty Generation, who shouldered his way into the clear, cornering for home and hit the front. White Cuckoo's in hot pursuit. He's idling at the moment. Beauty Generation, Rise High and White Cuckoo, they run to him, they run past the champ. Rise High, White Cuckoo get past Beauty Generation and Kaying Star. White Cuckoo and Rise High, what an incredible battle. It's Rise High going home best and Rise High from White Cuckoo.